Welcome to Technically You, the podcast where we unpack the tech reshaping your world. South of passwords, those strings of characters we're told to make complex but inevitably write on sticky notes, might finally be heading for extinction. And it's about time, considering the average person wastes 12 hours per year just trying to remember and reset their passwords.
That's fascinating, and it ties perfectly into this revolutionary technology called WebAuthn or web authentication that's actually making passwords obsolete. WebAuthn is a web standard developed by the FIDO Alliance and W3C, designed to eliminate traditional passwords in favor of public key cryptography. What's really interesting is how it's being adopted by major tech companies.
You know, I was skeptical at first. We've been using passwords since the dawn of computing. But when I learned how WebAuthn works, it really opened my eyes to how outdated our current system is.
Let me break down why this is so revolutionary. Instead of remembering complex passwords, WebAuthn uses something you already have, like your phone, combined with something uniquely you, like your fingerprint.
So it's basically taking what we already do with our phones and expanding it to everything? That's actually brilliant. But how does it handle the security side? Because I'm thinking about all those data breaches we keep hearing about.
Well, here's where it gets really clever. It uses what's called public key cryptography. When you register with a website, your device creates two keys, one public, one private.
Explain that a bit more. How exactly does this two-key system protect us better than passwords?
Think of it like this. The website gets a lock, the public key, but only your device has the unique key, the private key, to open it. And here's the brilliant part. Your private key never leaves your device.
Oh, so even if hackers somehow broke into the website's database, they'd only have access to these public keys, which are useless without the private keys safely stored on our devices? That's actually really smart.
Exactly right. And it gets even better. WebAuthn has this feature called origin binding that makes phishing attacks virtually impossible.
Wait, really? Because phishing is such a huge problem right now. I just read that phishing attacks increased by 58% in 2024 alone, making it one of the fastest growing cyber threats. The FBI reports there were losses over $70 million due to phishing attacks. How does WebAuthn prevent that?
So even if a scammer created a perfect copy of your bank's website, your security key simply won't work with it. It's physically impossible to use your credentials on a fake site.
That's incredible. And I'm guessing this is why we're seeing companies like Apple and Google pushing those passkey prompts now? I've noticed them popping up more and more on my devices.
Precisely. And the adoption rate is fascinating. Since 2022, when Apple, Google, and Microsoft began rolling out Passkey support, we've seen a 300% increase in websites offering passwordless login options.
But here's what I'm wondering. What happens if I lose my phone or it gets stolen? Am I locked out of all my accounts forever? Because that sounds potentially worse than forgetting a password.
That's actually been carefully considered in the design. Most implementations include backup options and recovery paths, plus your credentials can sync across multiple devices securely.
You know what's really exciting about this? It's not just about convenience. It's about accessibility, too. Think about elderly users or people with disabilities who struggle with complex passwords.
That's a fantastic point, and the statistics support it. Studies show that biometric authentication is 97% faster than typing passwords and has a 45% higher success rate for users with motor impairments.
Looking ahead, what do you think this means for the future of digital security? Because it seems like this could be just the beginning of a much bigger transformation.
The potential is enormous. There's already work being done to combine WebAuthn with blockchain-based identity systems, which could revolutionize everything from online banking to healthcare access.
And I imagine this could help with privacy too, right? Because right now, we're constantly creating new accounts and spreading our personal information across hundreds of different services.
That's where the concept of decentralized identity comes in. Imagine having one secure digital identity that you control completely, verified by biometrics through WebAuthn.
The implications are huge, No more data breaches exposing millions of passwords, no more phishing attacks stealing credentials, and no more trying to remember if your password was fluffykitten123 or fluffykitten123 at.
And with major companies already on board, it seems like the password-free future isn't just possible, it's inevitable.
Well, I'm convinced. Next time I see that passkey prompt, I'm definitely giving it a try. Because let's be honest, anything that means I never have to click forgot password again is worth exploring.
And that's really what it comes down to, making security both stronger and simpler at the same time. The best technology is the kind you barely notice using.
Thanks for joining us today on Technically You. If you're ready to ditch passwords and embrace secure, modern login tech, WebAuthn is the key. See what I did there?
Oh, we noticed. Be sure to subscribe, and as always, stay connected and stay curious.